Welcome to this week. Welcome to this week's episode of Esports. Don't laugh at me at Esports Wrap. I'm your host, Michael Amagon, and this lady over here who's laughing at me is Dwan.
Hi.
He's our co-host.
Until I get fired for laughing at him.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I see how it is. I'm not that petty, Dwan.
Hopefully.
But yeah, this week we're going to be talking about, ESPN and essentially what they represent, what they're doing when it comes to esports. So, recently what they've done is they actually had their magazine, and I didn't actually know ESPN had a magazine until this article came.
Really?
Yeah, but then again, I'm not entirely bam into the but that might be changing because for the most recent cover of their magazine, they actually had the world's most popular and admittedly best Fortnite player who actually come on as the cover for their magazine. This, of course, would be a guy named Tyler, quote unquote Ninja, Levins, I think pronounces his last name. But most people just call him Ninja. And they call his wife, Jess, Miss Ninja. Which is kind of funny. But or at least according to one article, at least one kid calls her that. But this guy has been well known within the streaming community more so than anything else. Just simply because of how popular he is. He is probably the most popular Twitch streamer ever when it comes to Fortnite. And he didn't actually start out with playing Fortnite. He played other games, and his chat wanted him to play Fortnite. And for a long time, he was saying, not now, later. And then eventually started it. And according to him, he's like, I like this. I could do well with this. And now he's the most popular Fortnite streamer. And because Fortnite is the most popular game, it means, he's the most popular streamer. He's gotten so good at the game. We've had people like Drake come on and try to do squads with him. Or I think it was duos more. We've had basketball, actual athletes decide that they want to go and play Fortnite with this guy just to make
rappers too.
Rappers too. And doesn't Drake kind of qualify as a rapper?
It depends on who you're asking.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
So you qualify him as a rapper?
Sometimes.
Wow. Okay.
He's appropriated to me, but
okay. I will not delve further on that one. But yeah, so essentially Ninja has become a household name across the world for a lot of places, unless you're in China where it never really took off. And they've now banned Twitch on a whole. But quite literally his wife now has to deal with sharing him with anytime he goes out in public, a bunch of people from the ages of 10 and up essentially going up to him, wanting an autograph, wanting a picture, and stuff like that. And part of the reason why ESPN put him as the cover is because they were also doing a story on him. Now, the story on him was pretty much what's the life. Well, it was essentially the life of a rock star is just the life of a esports player in a sense, and he personifies that for a lot of people at this point. And he himself says he wants to be the Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James to esports. He wants to be like a legend in his own right, which I think is an admirable goal. Like, he doesn't want to set himself saying that he's the best, because apparently if you set yourself as that, then you've plateaued yourself. You don't. And a lot of people, he says, like, when they reach that point, they kind of put on the brakes. They don't really push themselves further because they consider themselves the best. So, getting back into actually why they actually decided to do this, they took a look at his life during one of his sponsorship events. And apparently, like, he eats and drinks very little. His wife brings him little snacks and makes sure he's hydrated. When he's not gaming, because they pretty much invite him to these events, pay him to game and like be part of this and like do a competition, that kind of stuff. And in those breaks, kids are coming up wanting photos, autographs, and like they may be a little bit too shy. And I think like this part warmed my soul when I read it. It's like, if someone's too shy to come up to him, like a kid's too shy to like say, "Hey, can I get a photo with you?" He'll be like, "Hey, kid, I want a photo with you. Do you mind?" And like
That's sweet.
yeah, like it's a really endearing thing, because he actually realizes that, you know, this kid may want something, but he's gotten up to that level where it's difficult to ask.
I
Sorry, go on.
go ahead. I'll
No.
chime in afterwards. No, go ahead. You first.
And I mean, they also did a video interview with him roughly around like a little bit before that, but essentially, you know, like, he is doing his best to make this life for himself, his life for his wife, bring up esports within a whole on this side of the world, because you know, on the other side, the eastern side of the world, and especially Asia, it's like Japan kind of has its own stuff on its own streaming networks, especially since now the top 3 over there, Twitch wasn't actually being used over there, which and well, South Korea is known for its gaming, period. A lot of people say like that is the birthplace of esports. So to see someone essentially go from just being a regular streamer, becoming a very profound name in esports and streaming, to now becoming a cover person for a sports magazine, which is typically only ever really and truly been dominated by physical athletes. I personally see that as a great stride forward to actually saying that, you know, esports is an actual sport, and the fact that ESPN is taking it to that like next level and actually doing something for it, I think is great.
Yeah. Because I was just gonna say, normally, just like how you said, it's just manual labor type sports, like stuff like you have to physically train your body for. So the fact that he got acknowledgement for that is actually pretty cool, and it should open a doorway for other streamers. Hopefully it doesn't just end there, because you know he's just popular and he just ran around like a couple celebrities and whatnot. So hopefully it opens the door for other streamers to be interviewed and share the spotlight with as well.
That's honestly what I'm hoping for. I mean, okay, here's the thing. ESPN has technically been like touching on esports from like 2015. They've been around.
Didn't they buy the Overwatch esports?
Okay, so with that, they had exclusive rights to stream it on one of their TV stations.
Yeah.
And so that actually took an esports tournament to the actual ESPN like viewer base, and that within itself was quite honestly awesome. But at the same time, like, there are people that are, how do I put it, upset with ESPN because they're accepting they're accepting esports as a sport. I mean that
I don't understand like why that's a problem though. Like some people consider chess a sport.
I mean
Like what's the problem?
you're right, they do. At the same time though, like I'm trying to find the article for it. And
See, see, my thing about it is I feel that anything you have to train yourself for, like you constantly have to go day and night to get better at, that should be considered a sport. I mean, that's pretty vague, but you understand like the
yeah,
bottom line of it is like if I sit down for like 500 hours to get mastery for this game, how are you then gonna tell? How are you then gonna tell me that like I don't deserve the recognition that someone else is giving me for that? Like, how are you gonna sit there and because you don't do it, or because you feel as though hey, that's not applicable to what is traditionally looked at as sports? I shouldn't get this recognition, or I shouldn't be featured on a cover, or be like an advocate for other people who are trying to like pave the way as well. Like that's kind of it's not progressive, especially in like a world where we like moving. Oops, sorry. Especially on a, like in a world where we're moving towards a lot of technology based interfaces and whatnot. Like it's kind of you have to expect the world to keep changing. You know what I mean? Like you can't just be stuck in your ways just because you feel like this is a concrete this certain thing is built in this certain way that it can't change
I
when life
completely
is ever
agree.
changing.
I completely agree. And I did find the article. It's on myrtlebeachonline.com. The
Mhm.
the header for it that they have, I'm guessing they
Mhm.
changed the name eventually because like the title that they have on the page is different. But the header says ESPN is selling out by showing esports on television, and the title is A Nerd Invasion is coming to ESPN. Here's what that says about the network and us.
Oh, so it's an ego thing.
Seemingly, um,
Oh, okay.
a
We're
champion
pushing
will,
this pseudo masculinity
mm,
agenda. All right.
or nerd suck agenda, like from what the
Yeah.
70s, 80s kind of thing.
Y'all better watch out because I read an article that said that nerds are turning into bullies.
That I've heard that as well, and it's kind of turning because there's a few different ways it could go about. So essentially, someone bullies a nerd or a geek in middle school, high school. They eventually like start making their way forward in life afterwards. Start running their own company. The person who bullied them ends up working for them, and so they bully the person back or like do bad things essentially that they shouldn't actually be.
Or even like going as far as like these cyberbullying, like the
That
internet is so powerful. Like somebody could easily make like a dupe account and bully you, discredit your name, spread false propaganda. Like, stop bullying these nerds. It's gonna come back to bite you guys. Stop it.
um according to this article, I'm just gonna just quote this. A champion will be crowned this weekend. Yes, we'll soon find out if another title is going to be Philadelphia or if London can become victorious. This will be primetime television. Wait, what? London versus Philadelphia? Spitfire versus Fusion? In a strange agreement, ESPN will be televising the Overwatch League grand finals this weekend. What's the Overwatch League, you may be wondering? Well, I found myself asking the same question a few days ago. Blah blah blah. From what I've read, there's some more technical terms to explain this phenomenon, but instead I'll put it in the way most people can understand. It's a competition in which a bunch of nerds in one city team up to play video games against some other dweebs in another place. They have team names, financial backing, jerseys, and all. Uh, the network, whose improbable rise to becoming the first 24-hour sports channel now, is including what it calls esports. And maybe I've been living under a rock for something, or in the basement of my parents' house like the players of these leagues probably do. But apparently this isn't the first time ESPN has shown esports. And they kind of go into it like more and more with that. And I will admit, like the guy who wrote this, I hate to say it like this, but he looks like a like
Oh,
legitimately looks like a penis.
oh. I feel like there's a lot of stereotyping and not a lot of facts that he's stating because some of these esports players, like they own consoles and equipment that cost way more than some person's rent a month, especially like to upkeep it. So for you to automatically assume like they live with their mom, it's just like, so you think this person ain't making money? Like they have to travel places to sit down and compete. Like you think then making the funds necessary to buy like $300, $400 tickets. I'm I'm confused. And then not only that, you gotta sustain yourself while you're there. You know what I mean? So it's like they already segregated it. So it's like, okay, if it doesn't have anything to do with you, why are you so pressed? Why are you so bothered when like nerds are already like excluded from high school or whatnot. Like they already like push it aside of all the social groups or whatever and kind of like lumped together and picked on and bullied. And it's like every time they find like a space for them, somebody always try to discredit them. Like why you feel the need to like why do people feel the need to do that? And
Honestly,
that's kind of sad, and it speaks volumes to like his personality. Because, like you said, he probably looks like a penis, and he acting like a penis. If you walking like a penis, then sorry, dude, you a penis.
by the way, I did send you that article. You could actually take a look at his photo, just really quick.
1 second.
Ali is saying it's Dwan Michael's side tech. What? Side tech.
That's Faquel. Faquel is the co-host
Oh,
for
so wait,
MOAR Tech.
is he calling you my side co-host or side? Like I don't want to call it you like a. But essentially is that what you're calling her, Nally?
I'm your co-host. Yeah, he'd be right.
You, okay. I mean, if you're accepting it.
Yeah, I'm a co-host. Like, I don't know. I don't know what else.
But yeah, I mean, feel free to take a look at this photo. But
Oh, well, what other games does Esport host? I know one is Overwatch, one's League of Legends.
um, essentially, oh, there's someone talking in chat. Toonami18 says, "Hey there, this is your old buddy Tom, and I wanted to talk to you about NHL and NBA." I mean, if you want to talk about that, sure. We're talking about ESPN and esports, right?
You complaining about people being in their mother's basement, but you look like you're in your mom's basement eating all the food. I don't understand. Like, I don't mean to body shame, but like, they let people enjoy things. Like, this is get underneath my skin. Like, just let people enjoy what they enjoy.
Pretty much. Now, to answer your question, they have well, at least they actually have like a portion of their website dedicated to esports now as well, where they focus on League of Legends, Dota 2, and Overwatch. So, like, if you go on the website right now, they're talking about League of Legends World, Jungler Power Ranks, um, different. Oh, they even have Counter Strike, Overwatch League, Fortnite. Some information about the teams, Madden, the Overwatch World Cup, college esports. They have a
Look, like
section.
they even have articles. They even have articles that have like Game Coach Academy. Like they'll teach you, like they're offering information for you to be more engaged in the sport. So if the company itself is just so open-minded, like that's really great.
I think it's really nice, and they give a lot of information on their website. Like
Yeah.
they actually even have an esports calendar.
And
Uh,
even though like Ninja was on the front page cover, like he's not the only. Because I know there was a bit of concern. Persons were like, oh, how come Ninja was the one who made it on the front cover? What about all the other Fortnite teams and whatnot? First off, the other Fortnite players aren't as good as Ninja. As much as that hurts my heart to say, because Ninja isn't my favorite streamer, but they're not as good as him. And
that's
so
us.
obviously, You you wouldn't see like back in Jordan Prime, you wouldn't see like Kobe on the cover. So it's like why like give the man credit
Yeah.
where it's due. I'm not gonna lie, like he's pretty good. Like I watched some of his videos and I was like, whoa, my mind's blown. I can never be that good at Fortnite. Like, but even though like he was the first one to make the cover. I think that's what the whole thing was about.
Yeah.
And but he's not the only one that they covered, if that makes sense. So like they've been covering like different teams and different persons. So it's not like they're being like biased, I feel. Like they're taking the time out to actually like do work and find different players to like capitalize on and shed light and give a platform to promote them or whatnot. So that's also pretty good.
Yeah, and that's part of the key thing about it. Like, if you focus, they probably focused on him just simply because of how popular he is amongst the gamers of the world when it comes to esports. Like, you can't go many places without and say Ninja without people wondering if he's who you are talking about.
So that's the thing. Like you don't even have to wonder. Like you'd be like, oh, I was watching Ninja today. Like they automatically know who this is speaking about.
Exactly. Meanwhile, if you're talking about like an Overwatch team league, like the Shanghai Dragons or something like that, they might be wondering, wait, is that some mafia? Is that um like what? It's not as well known amongst everyone. Like if you watch Overwatch,
Yeah.
sure, you know who they are. But if you're
Mhm.
like Counter Strike, you probably don't know him. And Tyler is actually well known in the Counter Strike community as well. So he's not just a Fortnite guy. Like I said, he started off playing other games. So he already has some form of a backing. It's just when he started playing Fortnite, he got good at it, his popularity grew, and then things really shot up once Drake like messaged him earlier on. And like within this past like 6 months, now he's like the top streamer period. And
Mhm.
he's where he is, making like somewhere between $300,000 and $500,000 a month.
Yep. My only qualm with ESPN is like they kind of like riding the hype train. So it's like they only, even though they cover different teams and different aspects of esports, they're only covering the aspects that are, sorry, quote, quote unquote hype.
Juan's just right here
So
abusing
it's
her
like
microphone today.
not on purpose.
Good
It's not that.
intentions, what they say, right?
Yes. Um, like they only quote unquote like promoting what's hype. So like they're only doing like Fortnite or Overwatch or like you said League of Legends. Like there are other games like you could promote. Like I know at one point Blaze Blue had a pretty big following. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know why it died down. Maybe it's still there, and I just assumed that it was bigger than it actually was. But it'd be great for them to like kind of invest in other games instead of just like riding the coattail of what's hype. Sorry.
I think it would be especially helpful. Hey there, Furious MP. I say your name right. But um, yeah, I agree. Like they should be focusing on other stuff. They are going for the most hype games, and I think that makes some sense as well because they want to try and make a name for it inside the typical sports arena. Because, League of Legends is one of the most popular games, so is Fortnite, so is Overwatch, so is Dota 2. Like those are like the top 4 when it comes to popularity. And
Mhm.
those are among the top ones when it comes to actually how much make like as a esports professional player. I'm gonna see if I can actually find that website. But
And then if I remember correctly, like they only do like a lot of streaming, right? They don't have like a channel, like they don't broadcast it on their network, right?
typically no. It's the only one that's really made it so far was that same uh Overwatch grand
Mm.
finals. I don't know why I keep saying finale. Um, but then League of Legends, I think. Sorry, Dota 2 was streamed on Steam Hey, thanks for following, Furious. Um,
Thank you.
Dota 2 was streamed over Steam, and that's where the whole like Steam streaming service kind of came about, and like people were talking like, "Hey, is this going to be like a Twitch competitor kind of thing going on here?" But it was only really showing Dota 2. Um,
Mhm.
League of Legends, I think, is on Facebook. I could be wrong with that.
Like that could actually like be a very profitable business because you have like colleges nowadays that actually offer degrees in like research in esports or like professional gaming. So why I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure out like why it hasn't moved to TV yet. Like why they haven't made that push.
I think this side of the world needs to actually accept it as a sport for it to really get the following for that. Hey, Radial Canvas 100, thank you for following, and
Thank you.
welcome all of you to the Cookie Squad.
Oh
I know, right?
yes.
Cookie Squad,
Yes.
Cookie Squad.
Pack of cookies.
But like I found the website. The top 5 games in terms of like how much money, players, tournaments, that kind of stuff. The number one is
Mhm.
Dota 2, followed by Counter Strike Global Offensive, followed by League of Legends, followed by StarCraft 2, followed by Heroes of the Storm. Then Hearthstone, Counter Strike regular, and then Overwatch.
I'm
Then
surprised
Fortnite.
Hearthstone is so low.
Well, I mean, it's the 6th one, so out of 100 that they have on this list.
Sweet, that's pretty high. Never mind.
Yeah, typically Blizzard games when they're in the competitive state, they do fairly well. Um, like
Cause I got
StarCraft,
the juice.
they got the sauce.
Yeah, I got the juice. Especially like I wasn't expecting Overwatch to blow up as much as it did, and for it to still
One.
be going strong. Cause like I don't play Overwatch. I literally just, I had my Overwatch game sitting on my console for like almost a year, and like I actually deleted it last week or like a few days ago. Like I never played it for like the longest, so I'm actually really surprised that it's been going as strong as it has, and it's probably only because of esports, like the esports push.
Well, I mean, it's the esports push, but they've been redesigning their characters and stuff like that as well to try and
Fix
fix.
your loot boxes.
I well, what issue do you have with their loot boxes?
It gives me the same crap over and over.
I mean, if it gives you the same stuff, it automatically turns them to coins.
That doesn't help me because it doesn't
You
give
buy
me a
your
lot of
skins.
coins, and the
Fair
really
enough.
good ones you can buy with coins.
It's true.
Yes, so you duping me.
Speaking of, they are changing up their Halloween skins this year, and those are going to be going up live. So take a look for their their Halloween event that out soon. It seems like it's going to be the same one from last year, because that's typically what they do. They may just make a few changes here or there and whatnot.
I actually need to download it, re-download that then because
Yeah,
because I wanted Mercy's skin but I didn't get it, but I got Junkenstein, so that was pretty cool.
yeah. So you may not get the one from last year, but it may be close or it may be better. You'll have to see when the time comes for that. But I did want to say, hey Juan, I see you inside your YouTube chat. Welcome back to the stream, dude.
Oh wow, deep.
Dwan's been gone. I mean, wow, not Dwan. Juan has been gone for a while. Seemingly busy with some live stuff. So I'm really glad because especially since like he's 6 hours ahead of us. So like he's watching this like past midnight. He's dedicated.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Um, but I wanted to jump us back to ESPN. Like, I feel it's great that they're doing this, and the reason why, like, they probably have to try and push it to where, like, keeping it to these top end games is to try and generate the hype for it. So, this side of the world, those are typically the games that are being played, and those are the games that people know about. And so, if they can generate the hype for it, if Omar's watching, we're Juan's only show. We love you, dude. We love you. No, no other life shows in my Well, don't worry, Juan. You're the only one in our life. Pun fully intended. Um, but
Do you Sorry, do you think that esports is becoming a lot like the NFL and other major sports organizations?
I think it's getting there, especially with some countries and some federations actually making it mandatory that some of these places, like the actual physical sports teams, have an esports team as well. Like I found
Really?
that interesting. Like there quite literally are some countries that are making it mandatory. Like if you want a team, you have to have an esports team.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Hey there, Undisputed 25. Welcome to the stream, dude. Or dudette, which
Hello.
um yeah, I mean, if they can get the popularity up, they can probably start bringing in more stuff to the TV channels, and that way it's not so conflicted.
Mm-hmm.
And then pretty much like any of these bigger tournaments kind of thing, they can start streaming those if they can get like permission to do it, and that would bring a larger audience to it. Just across, because ESPN is in the United States, it's in Latin America, it's in South America, it's in Central America. It's I think it's even in some parts of like Europe as well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's Undisputed 25 is asking what mic you're using, Dwan.
A toner. I can't remember. I can't remember what specifically what type. I'll have to put it in our Discord later if you're in the Discord.
I don't think Undisputed is. I don't recognize that usually. But I think this is Undisputed's first time to.
And it's actually pretty good, but you just have to make sure like you project your voice and you talk like because it's a what's it called, a mono.
I think yours is bi-directional.
No,
It's only
one.
oh, it's okay. Yeah, then it's directional.
Right, monodirectional. So you have to speak like right into the mic in order for it to project properly. But other than that, like it's pretty good. And it comes with like the little the noise canceller and the muff too. So, but I just don't use it.
Oh, apparently he has to shout. But
What does that mean?
he's not. Well, they're not shouting like. And is it that you have to shout for people to hear you normally, or like what? I mean, because I have a. Technically, this is a pop filter. Juan's not using a pop filter,
Yeah.
and you can kind of hear the difference. Except I have a different kind of mic, so.
Yeah, yours is fancy. I think I paid like 30 something dollars for this. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, mine. I was calling it fancy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This one isn't too bad because like you have the adjustable stem as well. So as long as you have it like if you project your voice enough, like not like like I have to shout. Like you don't have to talk like really, really loud, but
It's cool, dude. Like, we're here to help. Like, that's part of the stream as well. We're here for the conversation.
if you join our Discord later, I could link you to the Amazon page where I got it. So
And that description, well, the link to the Discord should be down inside of our information. So feel free to just click that down there, because you're on Mixer. So yeah, that.
yeah, just for ease of reference, like I could just link it to the Discord.
Well, we can talk about that, and we can. I mean, I could probably help you out with that a little bit better, inside the Discord chat. But yeah. Back to ESPN esports.
Do you know like any other big name streamers that you felt like could get the coverage, or should have gotten the coverage like as Ninja. There's this guy that I follow named Courage. I think it's Courage JD.
JD. That name hasn't really rang a
Yeah,
bell.
he's a yes, Optic Courage. His Twitter name is Courage JD. Um, he's a part of I guess a clan or a team.
Hmm.
They play on YouTube a lot. They're pretty good. They also have like I don't really know if you could consider Connor the 12-year-old. Well, he's 13 now. His birthday was either this one or last month. Um, but they normally like play online. They're pretty good.
Okay.
So I would have liked to seen him get like a little coverage as well as persons like Myth. I think Myth is on TD. I can't remember which team he's on. Let me see.
Well, Myth actually made a name for himself by beating Ninja when they actually
I I
met up
thought
one time.
I thought Ninja beat him.
No. Myth blew up
Ah.
because he beat Ninja. Like Ninja and one other guy, they were in duos together, and
Oh.
Myth's building skills outmatched Ninja's
Mhm.
and his companions, and yeah, he ended up winning that game with the victory royale.
Nice. Myth is actually my favorite Fortnite streamer. But I
He's a
like I
pretty good
like
one, yeah.
I like Courage's stream because he plays with Connor.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Connor's pretty good for a 13-year-old.
You can't be sleeping on these like 12 and 13-year-old kids. Like some of them really know the game.
Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting too, because like a lot of people streaming nowadays, like they grew up on games, so I'd be interested to like kind of have like like a mini league eventually, like with just like a bunch of little kids. Oh, that'd be so cute. Oh, my heart. But like that'd be cool, like if it evolves to the point where like you have like little mini leagues, like how you have like like mini baseball, what is it called? Like the kid baseball league and stuff like that.
Um, minor league, no,
Is that
uh,
minor?
no, because they have major and minor league baseball. I do not remember.
Yeah, well, that would be great if like they had something like that, but for esports. Cause like these kids are pretty talented. Like I know, like in my younger days, like oh man, nobody could touch me in a fighting game, any fighting game.
One, I'm not answering that question because I know where that's going to lead. Hey, yo, welcome to the stream. And it's Undisputed is asking you if you're Bayesian.
Oh no, I'm Bahamian. I'm from the Bahamas. 700 islands and keys.
I thought they said it wasn't actually 700 anymore.
Shh. Don't worry about that.
But I mean,
But yeah, that's pretty good to pick up on my Caribbean accent though.
yeah.
Mhm.
I do think it would be good though for other streamers to eventually start going on the cover as well. Well, not so much streamers, but other professional esports players.
Yeah.
People who actually go to tournaments and stuff like that. Not people who would just would either go to sponsored events or like just stay at home and stream. Because those aren't really esport gamers. It's the ones that go to tournaments and competitions and stuff like that that actually make a name for themselves and actually go out there and win these things that need to be recognized. In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Cause like I said, there's no way like I'm gonna spend like so many hours like working to best myself or like become the best at this thing, and like you're gonna tell me, oh, I can't get my recognition and stuff like that. So, and it's so hard to start up like to say, well, oh, like it's so hard to like to even like try to envision like, oh, you're gonna start up your own like little esport thing. That's money. And
Pretty much.
I recently realized you need a lot of money for that.
Yeah. Yeah. It costs quite a bit. At least
Yeah,
if you
you
really
need
want
a
to
lot of
go
money.
hard on it. Um,
Hmm.
Chris is saying the 700 islands comes from the underwater cities like Atlantis. And It's Undisputed says he's from Jamaica. That's why he was able to pick up on it. He's 1/4.
Oh, no. Chris said he's 1/4 Jamaican.
Wait. Oh, that was Chris?
Every time he speaks, he put in something else. Some other nationality.
Oh, yeah. Chris. Okay, yeah, that was Chris. And then
Mix up like hung salad.
Hung salad, buddy. Juan saying playing games is in fashion now. It's been in fashion now for a while now, Juan. I don't know where you're coming from. Haven't you seen like a bunch of people raving about games like Spider-Man and
Ever since the rise of technology, actually, like games have been kind of like more socially acceptable. Like you don't have to huddle in the corner to talk about it. Be
exactly?
ridiculed. Or you can attribute that to technology. You have technology to thank for that.
I completely agree. It's not as negative a stigma anymore. I won't say it's not one because you still have people out there who hate technology and people who game and stuff like that. Probably would never date a gamer, for example, but they'll probably use a phone.
Yep.
They might be playing Candy Crush.
Some games on the phone have better graphics than your laptop.
That's true. That is
Well,
completely
debatable,
true.
but
Well,
yeah.
Juan is saying, I mean, no more go outside to play. That's actually become an issue, like where kids are staying inside and not going outside and playing around and stuff like that. So they're not really exercising. It needs to be, this is kind of going on to completely topic, but I personally believe like you try to balance both. You need to have exercise, but at the same time, feel free to head inside. Like even like actual official esports teams, they actually build both how they eat and exercise into their schedule. They have to. It's mandated.
I mean, I think like if you turn from one side to another when you're sitting down, that counts as activity. No, no, all right.
No, sorry. Oh, wow. Okay. It's undisputed.
I will sign that petition.
Wait, what petition?
Oh, Chris said sign my petition to remove PE and replace esports in school.
And then we have undisputed saying like it's all they do is game and eat and get obese.
Some people, yeah, some people they do that.
Yeah, and now Juan's asking like, is that where VR comes in? I mean, it could, but you need to have like a good setup for it, because otherwise
I think that
you'd
yeah,
be running
sorry.
around your room, not running into things. If you're gonna be physical, like you need something like an Omni, where you could actually strap yourself in. But even that, like, well, that's for a future. We kind of we went somewhere and was able to experience it, and we're gonna be talking about that probably in a future.
It was hard. That was
I
a
don't think
lot.
the setup was 100% ready, but like for what did work, because it was working fine for me. It wasn't working fine for Chris, and then for you. But it was working for what I experienced. I enjoyed once it was actually up and running. So I could see where VR becomes an experience where you go out and exercise, but I still think you need more than that. In my
Yeah, I was
personal
just
opinion.
gonna say, sorry to cut you off, but I was just gonna say like my only thing but the esports getting big is that I hope that they would continue to like push actual physical I guess exercising and like make that a thing because some people just sit at their computer like all day and forget to like hydrate themselves like they get
Yeah.
I mean I guilty of it too, but like they just sit there all day and like forget to eat, you know, like so consumed by it, forget to eat, forget to drink water. That's not healthy. It also messes with your eyesight. So
Yep.
yeah, just like
And
any other physical sport, like you still have to take care of yourself.
that's why the team managers and stuff like that actually build it in to those teams that you have to go out and exercise for like an hour. some places even have a gym in their like when they have a building for their team and stuff like that, they actually have like a
Mhm.
gym there. They have a cafeteria. Like those are for the bigger ones, of course, but like they try to maintain a healthy lifestyle for these. And if you're gonna get into esports and actually become a professional gamer, you have to take all that into consideration. That's where I don't really like when it comes to Ninja, because he's just when he goes to these things, he doesn't have the time to do that. That is going to wear him out. That's going to put added stress on his life. That's going to affect his health. And sure, he's making the money and it's stuff like that. And it's then when he goes to events like that, at the same time, he was losing anywhere between, I think that same event where ESPN interviewed him, he lost because he wasn't streaming anywhere between 15,000 to 40,000 subscribers that one day. And so that's his money.
Ouch.
That's gonna put stress on him. That's gonna affect him mentally. And so like all of this, it's not necessarily a healthy way forward. So you have to be very careful with it. That's my take on it.
But then they also have games that require you to move around, like not only the VR. I don't know if you remember Wii Sports, which is fun as hell. I used to kill that game. Wii Sports, like with the where you had to like
Oh
do the
yeah,
test.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that was a lot of well, I played that. It was that and like what Juan was saying with the Connect. Though like they hacked the hell out of the Connect and used that for a bunch of other stuff that wasn't even gaming related or Xbox related. Like that was an awesome tool that Microsoft gave us. I will not deny it. It just wasn't fully used the way it could have been. Um, and then the Wii came out and the Wii U came out, and I think they just now with the Switch and with the Joy Cons using the controllers like that. So I mean,
Yeah.
it it has its place, but at the same point, you technically could just sit on your couch and go like, yeah, yeah, whatever you want to do.
These sound effects, man.
Coming from the woman who was doing sound effects last episode. Ba 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 ba.
I'm, I'm really trying my hardest to like not do that. Let's not go there.
But yeah, like it can work out the body, but people can game the game in a sense and just like only work out their arms, and that's not really exercise.
Yeah.
So it would with ESPN, I think it'd be good just to kind of reiterate it. It'd be good. It's great that they did their first esports player on the cover of their magazine. It's great that they have a website dedicated to esports. It's great that they're actually bringing news on some of the most popular games, and it's also great that they've actually streamed at least one competition on their actual TV stations. Now, the next steps stream more types of games. Like if there's a Counter-Strike tournament, stream that. League of Legends, stream that. Dota 2, stream that. FIFA, perfect for your audience because they really like soccer. NFL, do that. 2K, do that. There are ways that you could do this. Stuff is happening in the chat. Juan is saying, man, the VR glasses are cool though. Undisputed saying, quick question, Omni versus bidirectional, which one is the best? I would personally say bidirectional. Though Omni, it depends on your setup, to be quite honest, because you only want your audio coming in really and truly from one place unless you are trying to envelop the room. So again, it depends on your setup. Juan, we are slowly getting into live in a virtual dream. Sorry, live in a virtual dream soon. Anyone? And oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, do you have a preference on mics? What?
If it's just you, Omni. If you're like for instance, if you're gonna have to like two different people in the room, it's probably best if you get a bi-directional, so like both of y'all don't have to be like really up underneath the mic because you know it's only feeding into one section, so it'll be better to have something that, like Michael said, is all encompassing.
Well, Omni is actually like the one that,
Oh,
yeah,
oh, oh, okay.
and bidirectional is like just here, like that way, this way, and
Yeah,
then
still get the
mono
Omni.
is like here.
Get the Omni.
So get,
Sorry, I thought you meant like mono. Sorry.
yeah, so get
Get the
the,
Omni.
so yeah, so are you saying to get the one that encompasses all, or get the one that only
Yeah.
one direction? Get all. Well,
Yeah, they tricked me.
wow, I did not trick her at all.
Not you. The people I bought this mic from.
Oh,
I think you means yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, apparently Dwan and I, we're on the same stream, but obviously we have different opinions on it. So get what fits your setup. That's my suggestion. Um, but yeah, what, like, ending off with your, well, let's say ending off. What's your thoughts on how ESPN should really move forward? I personally think, more games on TV, more games on their website.
I feel like more coverage for other popular games like Call of Duty or stuff like that. Blaze Blue, Tekken, like other games except for the cartoony-ish one, I guess. Even though Blaze Blue's kind of cartoony, it's like more coverage to different games than except for like push for different games. Because that's the only way you're gonna get people to accept it is if you could start small and like start covering like other like little I guess events that happen, and the more you see people start to catch on or to actually care about it, then you could start to ingrain that in your organization as well. So I'd like to see them expand like different games. Like you said, probably move on to getting their own station or including it as a segment on their station, and also to get a mini league started. These kids be dope. I would follow Connor to the ends of the earth. He's a cool dude.
Connor, if you're listening, you definitely have at least.
He's not gonna be listening. His parents is like sit like directly behind him as he's playing. So like when encourage those are like streaming, when they're streaming like they have to be very careful what they say because his parents sit right there and they watch him, like they monitor him as he plays. Yeah.
And Spirit saying, honestly, I don't want to kiss the mic, but for ESPN have more active games where we'll have its players moving about. Their blood needs to flow though. So essentially, you're saying you want
you
more
want
VR
with
games.
VR? Yeah.
That's. I mean, you could probably once AR comes into the format, like with HoloLens and stuff like that. I could see them doing stuff like that as well. But that's more mixed reality. AR.
Or at least they need to require the players to be like a certain
Fitness.
like you can like have fitness tests to make sure that they're active. Like, cause you don't want somebody like who was unfit playing on your team, and the next thing you know, like they on the floor foaming at the mouth or something. That's like a great exaggeration, but like you don't want to like foaming at the mouth on the floor because they're not fit, they're not taking care of themselves, and then they become a liability to the team, a liability to the network, and so at least a fitness test.
That is actually brings another element to play that I think about it. Like, if you have a grossly overweight player, essentially it helps feed the stereotype that gamers are like that. And so if you're going to be putting it on TV, like that's not the really best way to promote it. Thank you for following. Wow. 800 don't care has followed us.
That's my number. Wow. Who released my number? But what was I gonna say? What did you say last? Sorry.
I
threw me
was
off.
talking about overweight, and them their perception of gamers on TV because of like if ESPN was actually put people
Oh,
there.
I feel like that's like non-sequential because in any no matter where you go, there's gonna be like somebody fitting a stereotype. Like it's like what 8 billion people on this planet.
I don't know, like, and again, welcome to the stream, 1-800 don't care, and
Hello,
I'm glad you're not a troll. Welcome to the Cookie Squad.
pack of cookies.
Pack of cookies. Okay, pack of cookies.
You're in the pack of cookies now.
You're in the pack of cookies. You're in the cookie pack.
Yeah.
One's saying, "LOL, I like the hot cookie artwork." Um, but I mean, okay, here's the thing. Tech nerds and geeks. The reason why we're not really seen in a certain kind of light anymore like that, at least by the general populace, is because of, yes, technology is becoming more forefront and people are actually using it more. But at the same time, we've changed how we actually dress, how we look, how we interact with people for a lot of different aspects of life. Sure, a lot of us still wear
Have
glasses.
we?
I mean, yeah, we
Or is
have.
that what? Or is that what the media projected? Because that's the thing.
I mean, from the movies from back then, what was the thing that they always tried to do? Like, they become popular. They changed the way they looked. They changed the way they acted. They be, they changed those things and became popular. They worked on more stuff
Exactly.
like that.
That's like, but then that's just like the media projecting a certain stereotype. That's not necessarily like reality. You know what I mean?
Okay, I think I understand where you're coming from.
So we
I can
have to
agree.
be careful not to mix like reality and what the media portrays that like that sort of person to be.
Essentially, don't follow what the media say a popular person is. Just be
Yes, because a
yourself.
popular person, like when I like a popular person now would be the person who's like geeky, but okay, for example, for clear example, okay, I was a art major at the University of the Bahamas. What like they always said like art majors used to dress like crazy or cuckoo or like weird and stuff like that. Everyone in my year dressed normal. Like it was only like maybe like one or two persons who would like try to fit up to that stereotype or who like actually liked dressing eccentric or like was making like their own fashion statement. It wasn't necessarily uh what we did. It was just that's how people perceived us. So I could like hang out with anybody and they'd be like, "Oh, what's your major?" And I'd be like, "Art." And they'd be like, What? Why you have like pink hair and green teeth? And why you wearing a costume?"
Hold on, did you
Like,
say green teeth?
yes, I did. Yes, I did. Well, that's
Okay.
just the thing. Like no, like, like nobody does that for you. So it's like, come on, man. Like, let's be realistic. Like every social group, you're gonna find like somebody who's obese. In every social group, you're gonna find somebody who dresses like kind of like, like a way you wouldn't exactly. Sorry, it's undisputed. Laughs at my joke. Um, but you're always gonna find somebody who like doesn't fit like that norm or like fits the stereotype exactly. So I don't think like we should get too caught up on that kind of stuff
Fair
because
enough.
at the end of the day, it's just what's projected.
In this chat, Chris has said, "You won't like my teeth when they're angry." Oh God, Hulk teeth. I'm. Oh, why did you put that image in my head, Chris?
That's so funny because I literally just read one of Marvel's run. I was reading X-Men and Avengers and X-Men at the Axis event where
Hmm?
like after they defeated the Red Skull who had Xavier's. Oh, this is a spoiler. I'm just gonna like sum it up like really quickly. Anyway, the Hulk had a Hulk. Oh my, sorry. The Hulk had a Hulk. So and the Hulk's Hulk was black. So you wouldn't like it when my teeth were angry because then they'd go black. Get it?
But
Slaps knee.
a black hole.
No. Yeah.
I mean, we've
Yeah.
had red ones before. I think we've had purple ones. Um,
I've never seen a purple Hulk. I've seen the green, the red, the black one. That's it.
But the visual inside my head to share this with everyone else. You know how the Hulk is kind of already like a square, like more rectangular type of body. Yeah, just imagine. I'm just
Yes.
like imagine like each individual tooth being a singular Hulk, and them just raging out. Like that was my image in my head. So yeah, thank you, Chris. Thank you. No, don't actually. Yeah, essentially like those. Just less like chiseled, more blockish.
I am dying. Chris said Purple Hulk, so Thanos. Exactamundo.
Like I know I've seen Purple Hulk somewhere before. The many colors of the Hulkdom. Uh oh, so that's what the Black Hulk looks like. Okay, so we've got bright green, we've got dark gray, pale green, bright green again, red, no purple. Oh, I just sworn I've seen a Purple Hulk. Oh no, it wasn't. That's from Dex's laboratory, like that mini superhero thing that they used to. It was a spin-off of the Avengers.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I could find it. Dexter's laboratory, Avengers. The
And then you know you
Justice
have the.
Friends. That's what they used to be called.
Oh yeah.
With Major Glory, Van Halen, the Infraggable Crunk.
Ooh, I remember that was.
The Infraggable
Wow.
Crunk is the one who was purple. That's yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks just like the Hulk, just purple. So like that's
They were dumb. They were
they,
dumb.
they were
I
completely
love them.
dumb. They were lovable and dumb.
Valhalla was clearly Thor.
Clearly, just with a instead of a mallet, he had his rock guitar.
Guitar.
But yeah, that actually comes to the end of this week's episode of App. Do you have any closing statements you want to make, Dwan?
Mm-mm.
No? No. So I would like to thank my co-hosts, this lady over here, for coming on to today's episode, and her abused microphone. That's the third time she said this thing this episode. I'd like to thank my other co-host, Chris, for being inside the chat and helping moderate stuff, as well as everyone that actually decided to follow and everyone that's been inside the chat. If you haven't already, feel free to hit us up inside of our Discord so we can continue this conversation and have many more between the episodes and actually have a conversation going. You know, we can actually talk. If you want us to catch up on any of the past episodes, or if you missed any part of this episode, feel free to head over to our YouTube page where we've got many of our past episodes, or our website, which is moarcookies.com, where you can actually listen to the podcast or watch the videos. And we actually have some interesting stuff there. If you could always go on side there as well to see whenever we're live. They'll actually pop up there now and say, you know, we're live on Twitch and you could watch it there. Or, you know, just if you're on YouTube, Mixer, Twitch, Periscope, whichever one. And or Facebook. Yeah. But feel free to follow us on any of those. And of course, feel free to follow and become part of our cookie pack of cookies. Cookie Squad.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. And until next time, everyone, this is MOAR Cookies and Esports Wrap signing out.
Bye bye.